言い忘れてたけど、これは僕が最高のヒーローになるまでの物語だ。
What? You spoiled the ending?
Hello, heroes and hotties. Welcome to the Cozy Couple. Today we're talking about My Hero Academia, or as I like to call it, the fandom of spoilers. I'm doing a little rewatch before the final season comes out, and I roped in a My Hero newbie to give us the fresh experience.
No spoilers!
This video will cover season 1, and with all that out of the way, let's get started.
ひどいよ、カッちゃん。泣いてるだろ。
無個性のくせにヒーロー気取りか。デク。
This small kid dreams of being a hero. And that's a real job in this world where almost everyone has some type of special power. The man inspiring Midoriya towards this career path is All Might.
お母さん、パソコン。
また？
早く。
お母さん怖くて見れんわ。
もう大丈夫。なぜって？私が来た。
All Might is the epitome of superhero, a fearless civil servant who saves people with a smile. This #1 hero is a symbol of peace and deterrent to crime itself. When Midoriya runs into him by chance, he has just one question.
待って、
No! 待たない。
でも。
諦めた方がいいね。
個性がなくてもヒーローはできますか？
He's gonna say no.
Oh.
I guarantee it.
Throughout his life, Midoriya had faced constant ridicule and outright bullying for his lack of power and impossible dream. Despite this, Midoriya had kept alive his passion to save others, studying relentlessly on how to be a better hero. Yet with a few words from his role model, lets go of his greatest wish.
さっきの爆発の、おいおい、癖でつい来ちゃったってか。やめとけ今は。虚しくなるだけだって。
Seeing Midoriya's bravery firsthand inspires All Might into eating his words and pinning his hopes on Midoriya. As it turns out, All Might is gravely ill and searching for someone to pass on his power. Cue extremely motivating training montage. As he is, Midoriya's body is incapable of accepting All Might's power, and a quirk is something he'll need during the upcoming entrance exam. In the nick of time, Midoriya is granted All Might's power and heads off to the high school entrance exam. During this exam, prospective students are to defeat monsters for points and avoid Big Boy over here, who isn't worth anything.
That means he's gonna beat it. 100% he destroys the one that you're not supposed to destroy.
Unfortunately for Midoriya, we see again the impact of the constant terror he faced growing up, as Midoriya is left frozen in fear from the get-go. Once again, we see that when someone is in trouble, Midoriya steps up. This heroism is what lands Midoriya a seat at the country's premier hero academy. And Glasses, who had a first-hand view of this, talks out his butt about how he too would have saved someone if he had been explicitly told it would count for part of the exam. He's so analytical. He's only like analyzing costs and benefits. He's saying, I'll only save someone if I get credit. That's what he just said. He's supposed to be a hero.
I don't know. Right now, he seems to be the only one who noticed that he rescued someone.
Of the 4 characters we've met so far, I hate half of them. Kacchan is a savage bully, and Glasses is an unbending stick in the mud. And now that we've made it into school, the next person we meet is our homeroom teacher. Before we talk about him, I have to bring up the music. The music is phenomenal. This show has the most consistently superb music of any anime. I love how emotive and descriptive it is. Practically every piece that's played immediately tells me exactly how I should feel and meticulously caters to what's going on. Are we meeting a quirky and strange character? Music says yes. Is this about to be the most hype thing you've ever seen? Absolutely. The backing tracks do an outstanding job directing the feel of every scene. It's incredible how these pieces can be so informative, bold, and catchy without overpowering what's happening on screen. Going back now to our new life at school, this teacher immediately has it out for Midoriya. It's day 1, and teacher is already trying to kick our boy out of school. Fortunately, Midoriya wins him over through logic and determination, which leads us to our first hero class.
勝敗のシステムはどうなります？
ぶっ飛ばしてもいいんすか？
また相沢先生みたいな除籍とかあるんですか？
分かれるとはどのような分かれ方をすればよろしいです？聖徳太子!
All Might is having the students pair up for a round of head-to-head matches. And first up is team Might Actually Be Evil versus literal rays of sunshine. With this face-off between Kacchan and Midoriya, we delve deeper into their backstory.
こんなの簡単じゃん。気づく。おめえ本当に何もできねえな。
おお、すっげえ。いいなあ。かっけえ。
いやー、これはまたすごい個性だな。
あ、そっか。俺がすげえんだ。みんな、俺よりすごくない。
Kacchan had been raised to believe he's better than everyone. A superior quirk and the confidence to match, Bakugo is someone who doesn't need help from anyone, especially the powerless Midoriya.
大丈夫だったんだ。
早く上がってこいよ。
おお、平気平気。
大丈夫？立てる？
俺をそんな顔で見てんじゃねえ。
君が助けを求める顔してた。
やめろ。
I know Midoriya doesn't mean it this way at all, but I can see how he could come across as patronizing. I'm not excusing the subsequent bullying, but I can understand Kacchan's frustration. It's like when a pro athlete has a fan offer advice from the bleachers. It's a dismissive and superior position to take against someone who's busting their chops to be the best. On the other side of this duo, we have Midoriya and his resulting PTSD from a lifetime of harassment.
なあおい、俺を騙してたんだろ。楽しかったか絶対。
やれるさ。もう君を怖がるもんか。
なんで個性使わねえんだ。俺を舐めてんのか。
違うよ。君がすごい人だから勝ちたいんじゃないか。
I like the gauntlet of change Midoriya throws down, both for himself and for Kacchan. I like the openness in Midoriya's perspective to still view Kacchan as an admirable hero despite being on the receiving end of his violence for a decade. Their fight isn't pretty, and both characters have something to prove.
勝って燃えたいんじゃないかバカ野郎その面やめろやそうだ
大満じゃまだ到底かなわない。
でもデトロイトそういうやっぱ舐めてんじゃねえか
使わないつもりだったんだ。体が衝撃に耐えられないから。だけどこれしか思いつかなかった。
ヒーローチーム。
After a hard-won battle, the price of being a hero is painstakingly laid out for these kids. Starting from a lopsided challenge where the odds are stacked against them to the physical sacrifices it takes to make a difference in the world. This scenario offers a glimpse of the reality hero's face, and it's daunting to say the least. I'm impressed with how well Kacchan took his loss and decided to grow from it. Midoriya has used his new power a handful of times now, and still lacks any semblance of control. It's what made our homeroom teacher Eraser doubt Midoriya's ability to become a hero in the first place. Being pushed to use it again in class, this further emphasizes to Midoriya how much harder he has to work to catch up to his peers. To wrap up the season, our kiddos take a field trip to practice rescue techniques.
Actually, now that I think about it, wouldn't this school be a target for a lot of villains to stomp out the next generation?
Yes.
We're joined by Professor 13, and I did not fully appreciate their introduction the first time around. 13's baller as hell. Just as we're settling in, a group of villains break in with the goal of killing All Might. Our students are scattered, and it's nice that we continue to sneak in more impressions of the full class. Learning everything about everyone all at once would have been overwhelming. Tired Teacher Eraser is the first to dive into the mix, and he's pretty dang cool.
なんだありゃ動くな
あれはヴィランだ。
射撃隊行くぞ誰よ知らねえが一人で正面突っ込んでくるとは
As Eraserhead is worn down, fighting to protect his students, we meet Big Bad. And he's here to play.
23秒
ごめんか
24秒20秒17秒動き回るので分かりづらいけど髪が下がる瞬間がある無理をするなよイレイザーヘッド
This man scares me. He's smart. He's observant and calculating. We see him tracking the time Eraser can use his powers. His deductive thinking is just like Midoriya's, and it's frightening to see this on the opposing side. The secret weapon these villains have brought to hand is this, a monster called Nomu, built specifically to take down All Might. When All Might finally arrives, I'm so happy he's here! Watching All Might's entrance and seeing the relief and hope his presence alone can foster illustrates the impact this man carries. But this feels like the end. With him previously reflecting on his life as a hero, when watching over an injured Midoriya, and now seeing Midoriya flashback on his time together with All Might, I'm fully convinced this is goodbye.
What?
うわ
What?
っ
What?
うわ
What?
っうわっ
there's a disconnect. He doesn't match the music. This misalignment adds an underlying layer of unease that sinks deeper than if an angry or chilling piece had accompanied it instead. When we do get the signature All Might smile, I feel reassured. Me, alongside all the students, are immediately put at ease. Well, all of us except for Midoriya. Midoriya knows there's a weakness to the world's greatest hero. Midoriya knows All Might could die.
そういう感じか。
どけ邪魔だデク。
私が凍らないギリギリの範囲をうまく調整して。
The stakes are raised when All Might is put in a position where the students have to step in and save him. It's another moment to highlight what's to come from these upcoming heroes.
行けノーマン。
早い。 加減を知らんのか。
仲間を助けるためさ。差がために振るう暴力は美談になるんだ。そうだろ、ヒーロー。
It does seem like a double standard on who can use violence and when. However, the twisting of logic is a bit, well, for lack of a better word, villainous. This fight All Might gives us, I know, is just a peek into his endless history as a hero. Yet watching this fight made me understand him so much more. There's no hiding in this fight. Everything that All Might is and stands for is laid out for us. All Might is unrelenting determination. He is fierceness and self-sacrificing. Watching this fight, I can see how All Might gives all of himself. There's no holding back, and there's no other option but to win. And there's a confidence that goes into this fight, knowing that no matter what comes, he's giving it everything. That's how All Might fights, and it makes me sincerely believe he was made to be a hero. It's incredibly awe-inspiring, and I get it. I understand why Midoriya and the world look up to him.
3対5だ。
ダメだ。
さっきのは俺がサポートに入らなきゃやばかったでしょ。
それはそれだ、轟少年。ありがとな。プロの本気を見ていなさい。
オールマイト違う。オールマイト。
確かに時間はもう1分とない。しかしやらねばなるまい。私の 100% を耐えるならさらに上からねじ伏せよ。
After his fight, the man casually chastises himself, dropping stats on how he should have been better. Backup arrives and the villains run off, and we learn that Big Bad Villain is actually not the mastermind. The students in this encounter have now planted in their hearts a desire to do better than what they could do today, and Midoriya has painted a target on his back, getting in the way of this psycho. I love My Hero. It's actually the second anime I'd ever watched, and I remember very clearly thinking All Might was dead.
Very cinematic. I like how he's always drawn in a different art style from everything else. You don't have to tell me if I'm right, but I believe he still has his own power that he unlocks as like a power up later on. His like natural born quirk that he just never figured out or whatever. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Like if they don't do that, I'd be kind of upset. Like you have 6 seasons and you don't give him a new power up when you have a very clear way in the story to do that. Just saying. But then wouldn't that be like even bigger reason for him to be the best hero is he has 2 powers?
This story is incredible. It's so creative and stirring. The author does an incredible job of setting up stakes and tension. And watching back now, I can see some of the foreshadowing seeds that were planted that I absolutely missed the first time around. And our protagonist is wonderful. We've seen multiple times how creative and analytical he is, and I love that we see his studying pay off, resulting in tactical plan after plan. I'm excited for what's to come, and I'm terrified of you and the potential comments you might leave. I would recommend this show to anyone who needs some hope. And I would advise extreme caution for spoilers, because I have been burnt quite a few times in the past. Thank you for watching. I hope you have the best day and nap well.
How can you live without a stomach? That doesn't make any sense. Pretty sure that's important. How come he didn't transform into a weird looking guy like the other one? I don't like that guy's smile. He looks like he knows something that I don't, and I don't like that. If his power is erasure, how does he do that with his scarf? Can't have 2 powers.
It's not really a power. It's like he learned how to do that.
What do you mean? I can't learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way that the grenade gloves are practical. That's getting snagged on every corner. Oh yeah, scratch that itch. I bet the principal's evil.
Me too!
Yeah, he's like a baby. Or you could just punch him in that big brain. It's the enemy's weak point. Play enough video games, you gotta hit the big glowy spot.
What did you think?
I think that it's a good show.
Aww. What did you think?
I think that was a good episode.
Just good?
Yeah, it was alright. Alright, Xavier, what'd you think of that episode?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hell yeah. I would have said the same thing.